and Abel, but Genesis never
Yeah.
said who it was they procreated with. The Bible seems to have
Exactly.
forgotten that men need women to create more children. And so, unless Cain and Abel procreated with Eve, their own mother, there must have been more kids. In the book of Jubilees, things get really bizarre. Adam and Eve have two daughters named Awan and Azura, and they are the ones who procreate with Cain and Abel to create the children of the world. And while this is happening, Eve, having already been tricked by the serpent, is supposedly procreating with demons as well to create even more humans. It's not until many years later that Adam and Eve get together and have their third child, Seth. The family tree of Adam is all very, very confusing. But it may not be all that incorrect. Popular geneticists believe the original human population was almost microscopic. Based on years of looking at human DNA, scientists like Dr. Wallace at the Emory University School of Medicine in Atlanta have identified an original population of about 2,000 people, and all of these humans appear to be traced back to a single couple. These people lived somewhere in Africa, and they began breeding about 144,000 years ago. The science does show that in all likelihood the entire human race started with a pair of Homo sapiens and that their descendants slowly spread out across the world. Number 2. The Nephilim and the sons of man. There is a very strange passage in Genesis which discusses the breeding of Adam's daughter with the sons of God. The passage states that when men began to multiply across the face of the land and they produced daughters, the sons of God in heaven became attracted to those daughters. They took as many wives as they pleased, and this enraged God. He didn't want his own angels getting together with the sinful humans, and so he allegedly shortened their lifespan to only 120 years, called them Nephilim, and summoned a flood to get rid of them because they were abominations. Scholars believe the story of the Nephilim was created in direct opposition to the older stories of the demigods in Egypt and Greece. In Israel, there was only one true holy God. The religious leaders of ancient Israel did not endorse stories of multiple gods like Zeus and Poseidon and all the others. They especially...
So let me ask y'all a question, right? Hearing all these different things, right? And I think we're at number 3 by now. Hearing all these different things, can you blame somebody for having questions? You know what I mean? Because growing up, if you're a part of any type of religion, Christianity or whomever, right? And you started to question things, you were looked at and shunned to a certain extent, right? But then when you hear a video like this, and I'm not saying this is the end all be all, and I'm not saying this is what it is or the concrete truth or whatever, but you hear things that make you start questioning. You know what I'm saying? And it's justifiable when you basically, if you break down the Bible and start asking questions of the things you're reading. You know what I'm saying? So don't get mad. Kind of align with that person to help either justify what you're saying to them or help seek the truth.
Stories of multiple gods like Zeus and Poseidon and all the others. They especially didn't like their people reading about the heroic demigods, products of lustful full gods and goddesses having children with mortal humans. To help eradicate any traces of paganism in Israel, the religious leaders of the day may have added the story of the Nephilim as a way to discourage telling stories of demigods, because really, that's what the Nephilim were, children of angels and men. But in the Bible, instead of being epic heroes like Hercules, demigods were monsters who caused the entire human race to be destroyed. Number 1. The future of humanity. Scientists say humans are still evolving. The ancient people believed there was a pre-Adamite race of human-like beings that looked like us but weren't entirely like us. These could have been Neanderthals or tiny Homo habilis that only stood around 4 feet, 1.2 meters tall. In 2,000 years, humans could be an entirely new species, and the humans of today could be the old mythological humans that hardly anyone believes in. Evolution itself makes sense of old world theories. For example, humans are living longer lives. More people than ever are living to 110 years, and that number is only going up. But there's something else quite interesting happening. We are getting bigger and stronger. As with animals from Tyrannosaurus to horses, hominids are growing as time goes on. Scientists believe mortality drives size evolution. As animals live longer lives, they're allowed more time to grow and get bigger. Thousands of years ago, people didn't grow taller than 4 feet, 1.2 meters.
Now walk outside your door and look up, and what you see, a human, 6'10", 7'10", almost 8-footers walking around here.
And now the average man in the Netherlands is 6 feet, 1.8 meters tall. Over the past 2 million years, we've gotten significantly larger. Does this prove that pre-Adamite people were a race of tiny humans? Of course not, but it does show that even humanity changes with time. In the future, puny 6 foot, 1.8 meter tall humans could be myths told around campfires by primitive men and women who grow to be 12 feet, 3.6 meters tall, and have tiny brains. What's your position on the development of humanity?
Here's what's interesting to me, too. I think that the books are jumbled up, too. I think that that's how God works. Because Revelations is happening now, right? Job, for me, is always now. Genesis is now. Because the evolution of people is now. Because I always think in Genesis, let there be light. Because even though Revelations is happening, boo. God always says, let there be light. Whenever I get super scared, because sometimes I get really scared about what's going on. Who can't? Who can't? My favorite verse in everything is when God created and said, let there be light. And then I go, oh yeah, I can turn on a light switch. If I can't turn on a light switch, I can turn on a candle. If I can't turn on a candle, I can turn on a lamp. If I can't turn on a lamp, there's a flashlight on my phone. If I can't turn on the flashlight, I can go into a hallway. If I can't get to a hallway, there's a lamp on a street. There's someone with a phone. There's someone with a car. There's something somewhere. There's a moon. There's something somewhere. There's light. There's light. There's always light. And until there's not light, I will look for light until there's not light. I will create light somehow. I will find light. I will make light. I will find light. There will be light. There's always light. I am light. I will look for light. I will create light. Light. Let there be light. That's the verse I look for. That's the light. I am the shining light of the world. That is who Jesus was. Jesus, when he was crucified, I believe, came to the Americas. Jesus walked with the tribes. That is what the Book of Mormon is. That is what the Doctrine of Covenants is. That is what those 3 books are that church teaches. Jesus walked around with a bunch of people. Jesus teleported, shot in and out of places. And God walked with many people. Buddha, Krishna, Thoth. God has walked with many people. Everyone's right. Where people are wrong is when they fight each other about who is right. Where people is wrong is when they kill each other over who is right. When people are wrong, it's when you know when you're wrong. So yeah.
Let me know in the comments. And thanks for watching. Remember to hit subscribe if you haven't already.
See, that's why when I talked about Cryo Station the other day, like, you got to understand what you're signing up for. You may think the world just may change as far as technology goes and may be way more advanced, but you could be walking out, you could have your body in Cryo Station, and then you unthawed however many years down the line.
Yeah.
And you could be just this little person walking around with all these giants. How you gonna feel? Like, it's so many things and layers of questions that people have, bro. You know what I mean? And I think people shouldn't be shunned away. They should be invited into the conversation to speak freely. It's only right, fam. Who's right? Do you know? Can you, like, you know what I'm saying?
Facts.
So questions are going to continue to arise. And the more we learn, the more we know, the more we grow, and the more we're going to question. So y'all get at me in the comment section, man. Let me know what you thought of this video.